Welcome to the March 5th, 2019 Yukon City Council and Yukon Municipal Authority meetings in the council chambers of the Centennial Building at 12 South 5th Street, Yukon, Oklahoma at 7 p.m. This evening, our invocation will be given by Pastor Mark Borseth of Resurrection Lutheran Church here in Yukon. And following our invocation, we will have a salute, Reverend Borseth.
Please stand as you're able. Let's pray. God, we thank you for today. We thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for the gift of community. And we thank you for the gift of the people sitting up in front of us today who are serving us and providing leadership to our city. And pray blessings upon the mayor and the city council and all of the city staff as they seek to serve our community. Bless them individually, bless them in their families, bless them in their health, and bless them in their working relationships with each other. We pray that you would guide this meeting tonight. And I also pray for all the young people here today, all the students, that you would bless them in their studies and just watch over all of us as a community and guide us so that this can be a community that's known for life, for love, for creativity, for productivity, and just a place that people just sense your presence and your activity at work each day. We thank you, God. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
McCarran,
Here.
Smystrela,
Here.
Yonda,
Here.
Caccini,
Here.
Selby.
Here.
Presentations and proclamations.
None this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. This section of the proceedings is for visitors who would like to address the city council on a non-agenda item. Do we have anyone here this evening who wishes to address the council on a non-agenda item? Seeing none, we will now recess as the Yukon City Council and convene as the Yukon Municipal Authority. Item 1A on the Yukon Municipal Authority agenda is the consent docket. This item is placed on the agenda so that the Yukon Municipal Authority, by unanimous consent, can approve those routine items they wish to be approved by one motion. If an item does not meet with the approval of all authority members, that item will be heard in regular order. The city manager recommends a motion to approve A, the minutes of the regular meeting of February the 19th, 2019, B, material claims in the amount of $634,898.27. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to accept.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
McCarran,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Caccini.
Yes.
We will now adjourn as the YMA and reconvene as the Yukon City Council. Item 1 on the consent is the consent docket. This item is placed on the agenda so the City Council, by unanimous consent, can designate those routine items they wish to be approved by one motion. If an item does not meet with the approval of all the council members, that item will be heard in regular order. The city manager recommends a motion that will approve A, the minutes of the regular meeting of February the 19th, 2019. B, payment of material claims in the amount of $420,036.33. C, designating the items on the attached list from the Technology Department as surplus and authorizing their sale, donation, or trade. D, an interlocal agreement with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs Control regarding the COPS Anti-Heroin Task Force program. E, an agreement with the Central Oklahoma RC Club to use Taylor Park RC car track from February the 20th, 2019 through February 19th, 2020. F, an agreement with the United Softball Association of Yukon for the use of Sunrise Park softball fields from February the 20th, 2019 through October 30th, 2019. G, an agreement with the Yukon Christian Athletic Association for the use of Hillcrest Park softball field from February the 20th, 2019 through October 30, 2019. H, an agreement with the Yukon Horseshoe Club for the use of Yukon City Park Horseshoe Courts from February the 20th, 2019 to October the 30th, 2019. I, an agreement with the Yukon Optimist Sports Club, use of the City Park baseball fields, concession and restroom buildings from February the 20th to February the 20th, 2019 through February the 20th, 2020. J, an agreement with Yukon BMX to use Taylor Park BMX track from February 21, 2019 through February the 19th, 2020. K, an agreement with the Yukon Soccer Club for the use of the soccer fields at Ranchwood and Taylor Parks from February 20th, 2019 through February 19th, 2020. And L, setting the date for the next regular council meeting for March the 19th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers of the Centennial Building, 12 South 5th Street. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Is there any discussion on any of the items? Vote, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
McCarran,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
Yonda.
Yes.
Item 2, reports of boards, commissions, and city officials. Mr. Crosby.
No report this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Item 3, consider approving amendment number 2 to the City of Yukon Vandeman Avenue realignment project to amend the existing bid pay item quantities for the completed work by Bishop Paving Company, Inc. at a revised contract price of $2,703,401.20, which represented an increase of $8,401.20 as recommended by the city engineer. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to accept?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. In the discussion, Robbie, you want to comment on the additional $8,000 that's on there?
Yes, sir. At the end of our construction projects, we quantify the, all the materials that were installed on the project, and then we do an amendment to adjust the contract amount. So these are unit prices that were bid, and that's what we're doing here. If you remember 2 weeks ago on Frisco Road, we actually got a credit. So it's the same thing that we're
In
doing.
this case, they used just a little more pipe than they needed.
Yeah, a little bit more concrete pipe.
Okay, thank you, sir. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarran,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
Item 4, consider accepting the City of Yukon Vandeman Avenue realignment project and placing the maintenance bonds into effect as recommended by the city engineer. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
McCarran,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
Yonda.
Yes.
Item 5, consider entering into a smartphone meter reading SPMR system subscription agreement with CLC, doing business as Datamatic, Inc., for utility meter reading application and training at an annual cost of $6,852 with a one-time service fee of $2,100 as recommended by the utility billing supervisor. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to accept?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, the phones we're presently using, we had several of them break down. We've been looking to do this at really the beginning of next year, and therefore we really need to get into it a little bit earlier than planned. We looked at the costs, and it's covered in the budget. We have the funds there to accompany this, so we are recommending approval.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
Item 6, consider approving the expenditure of funds in the amount of $38,897.25 to Brewer Construction, Oklahoma, to remove and replace asphalt paving on Vandeman Avenue north of the water tower, using bid prices from the 2017 contract and asphalt paving, drainage, water, and sewer project contract, to be paid from the bonds proceeds as recommended by the Public Works Director. Do I have a motion, please?
Make a motion.
Second.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
Caccini,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes. Item 7, consider approving Resolution 2019-04, a resolution establishing fair housing policy in the city of Yukon. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to accept?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, this resolution comes before you this evening for consideration as a requirement with the CDBG program, that anytime we accept those funds, you'll be seeing this more often. We have to have a resolution for a fair housing policy to show that we are applying by all federal rules and regulations when we accept federal money for our community development block grant.
Thank you, sir. Any other discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
Selby,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Consider approving the bid specifications and authorizing the purchasing agent to advertise to receive proposals for the Freedom Fest, July 3 and 4, 2019, and the Rock the Route, August 29, 2019 fireworks shows. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, vote please.
Yonda,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Item 9, review and possible action regarding an employment contract with Mr. Jim Crosby, City Manager, effective March 1, 2019. And I'll make a short statement here. The council has reviewed numerous accomplishments and the overall performance of our current city manager, and after examining a direct comparison with other local communities for their pay criteria from the Oklahoma Municipal League, based on similar cities with similar structure, have recommended that the pay for the next year is to a base of $149,000 plus a performance stipend for his outstanding performance this year of $8,000, to bring a combined salary to $157,000, and the percentage raise is about 8%. 6.8%. The city will also continue to provide a vehicle, and the termination of the provision in his contract would be changed from 3 months to 1 year, and that in the past has been our historical number, and we restored that because of the problems we had a couple of years ago. Mr. Crosby has made tremendous strides necessary to bring us back to the fully solvent and well-ordered organization the taxpayers truly deserve. He has brought the wealth of experience needed for our recovery that we celebrate today. And in that from that point, go for, do we have a motion?
Motion
please?
accept.
Second. We have a motion and second. Is there any further discussion?
I would. Mr. Crosby, I just want to say that I think you're an amazing city manager. You have brought the city back from where it was several years ago when we had mismanagement. You and I butt heads a lot, but we have, the ability to disagree and still hold respect. I think you're an amazing businessman. So what I have to say is not a lack of confidence, because it's not. I have complete confidence in you. And it's not a lack of, do you deserve it? Because I think you do. But I also feel that the city employees deserve that big of raise also. And so I feel like the people in my ward at this point, and I'm not talking the admin, but the ones at the bottom. So again, this is not personal. I think you're an amazing administrator.
Any other discussion? Okay, I think one of the things that's also important here is that last year, when we looked at all of the city employees and we redid their STEP program, almost all of the city employees will be receiving an additional approximately 3%. It'll vary slightly based on their service and seniority, but they also will be receiving additional raises this year. And that was, last year was the first time in over 3 years. And one of those things has been brought to us by Mr. Crosby. Another thing is the contributions of redoing our insurance and saving the city over $500,000. To me, is more the reason. I have actually 28 other reasons for specific items that I have looked at that have justified bringing him up to the salary level that he's at, and it certainly is in line with everything else that's currently being done by other similar communities, managing similar budgets with, once again, similar employee levels. And I agree with Shelley's comment that Jim has done an absolutely amazing job,
Yes.
and I think should be rewarded accordingly. Any other comments? Okay. Vote, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Selby,
No.
Item 10, review and possible action regarding an agreement contract for legal services with Gary Miller for employment as our city attorney. Once again, the council has reviewed the overall performance of our current city attorney, and after examining a direct comparison of other local community pay criteria from OML based on other similar cities as similar structure, have recommended that pay for the next year is to be a base of $79,500, which represents a 6.7% increase in his salary. Mr. Miller has been very critical to our substantial legal responsibilities during the past year, and along with his vast experience and knowledge, we are very fortunate to have his services. And currently, based on all of the OML studies, he is still underpaid, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to rectify that as well. So do I have a
Motion
motion,
to accept.
please?
Motion accept.
Second.
A motion and second to accept. Any further discussion?
Well, I'd like to thank Mr. Miller as well, being a veteran and supporting the veterans of our community. And I think both gentlemen that we spoke about started their jobs here not at a high rate of pay, because normally we don't hire people when we first take them off the street and bring them in at a high rate of pay. So I want to thank them both for accepting the positions they did at the time they were hired.
Any other further comments? Okay. Vote, please.
Caccini,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Selby,
And for the same reasons, no. Again, nothing.
McCarron,
Yes. Item 11, consider a motion to recess as the Yukon City Council and convene into executive session for the discussion of the purchase or appraisal of real property as provided for in 25 OS 2003, Section 307B3. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion accept.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
McCarran,
Yes.
Selby.
Yes.
Okay, this is a time now where we will adjourn into executive session for the students that we won't be a terribly long time, but for those students that expect a regular short meeting, this is usually an addition. So if you got your parents coming to get you and need to take you home and that sort of thing, that's why we signed a lot of you in early. We are now adjourned into executive session and should return in a little while.
If they need an item signed, they need to come forward now.
Yeah,
They'd like
if
to
you
get that taken. Might mention that.
Yeah. My pen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't let him have clicking one.
Item 12. Consider a motion to adjourn from executive session and reconvene as the Yukon City Council. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion accept.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote, please.
McCarran,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
Caccini,
Yes.
Smystrela.
Yes.
I would now like to read the minutes of the executive session. While in executive session, only the items on the agenda were discussed. No action was taken, no votes were cast. New business. Is there any new business, Mr. Shivers? Item 13.
None tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Item 14, we'll start with Councilwoman Yonda.
Well, during our study session, we had an excellent presentation from Joe Edwards from the Park Board, and I just want to thank everyone that serves on that board for the excellent job they do for the city of Yukon. And I also want to thank Jim Crosby and Gary Miller for the excellent job they do for our city. Thank you.
Councilwoman Smystrela.
I'll just say ditto to all that.
Ditto. Councilman Caccini.
Thank you for the opportunity for speaking, Mayor. I really think that Yukon is a great town, and the fact that we've got all these organizations for these children that are growing up in this town is fantastic, because I didn't get to see this up in Chicago. And I want to applaud all those who partake, the city council, the city folks that make it happen. So thank you all.
And I think from my standpoint, I'm going to make this pretty simple because Miss Shelby is next.
Me?
And I just almost messed up.
That's
Yeah.
all right. I just wanted to give you an opportunity that's coming this Saturday, Project Graduation at Potato Bar. It's at 11 o'clock at the Masonic Lodge. Come out and support Project Graduation. Make the most of your tomorrow and be kind to one another.
Thank you. And for myself, I also want to extend to Councilor Miller, and Jim, my profound thanks. And this year was an opportunity for us to heal certainly a lot of old wounds, if you will, and bring things back. The city of Yukon is in very good financial health. We've restored all of our major accounts everywhere. Things are in order. We have an auditing process that's significantly better than it ever has been. We have a greater level of transparency than we have ever had. Thanks to Judge Miller, as I frequently refer to him, our city attorney. He has also helped us through a lot of legal litigation that has been going on and will continue at least for a little while. And I just want to extend to everyone my thanks to Jim for coming back at a time when the city truly needed him, and certainly his performance, as I noted, over 28 items that I specifically have looked at ever since his return. And I just want to say thank you, Jim, very much for your efforts. Certainly, we've now brought you at least up to the normal standard for people who manage these kinds of cities, and we're not able to do that in the past. So I am eternally grateful to both Jim and Gary for coming at a time when this city truly needed them, and us having an opportunity tonight to make good and really show that we are truly whole again. We're going to have on Saturday, March the 9th, a annual kids trout fish out at the Dale Robertson Pond. There's quite a few trout in there just waiting on all the kids to show up and their poor parents that they drag along with them. It's a great opportunity where the kids come, and I think the parents enjoy it even more than a lot of the kids do. Adults must be accompanied by a child. And of course, on Thursday, March the 28th, is the 20th annual Taste of Yukon. And seeing no other business before the council this evening, this meeting is adjourned.
Good job.